Hey, okay, we're live. It's working. So what I'm talking about today is the Sovereignty Masterclass. And this is a quick kind of introduction training about what it is about. So I imagine that you also track many people in the field who have already been indoctrinated into the mainstream narrative and who might be perpetuating a cycle of fear. Or they end up giving up their power by submitting into a way of thinking that they don't necessarily agree with. They don't necessarily believe in on their soul level. However, the medicine people, the wise ones, we do things differently, don't we? We see through the smoke and mirrors. Even if you haven't been able to articulate what was not quite right with the information coming into your awareness early on, maybe a year and a half ago, it's likely that you have some idea of what's going on now. The work for us now is to consciously decondition and undoctrinate ourselves, right? And what we're undoctrinating from, this is my word that I've made up, and what we're deconditioning from is a profoundly sick society. You know that saying, it is no measure of success to be well adjusted in a profoundly sick society. I don't know who said that. Someone wise. I think it's really true. So we're deconditioning from that profoundly sick society. We're kind of unschooling ourselves, unlearning a lot. And the society that we are deconditioning from is even more sick than we might have thought it was a few years ago, right? There's a lot more darkness than we might have imagined there is a few years ago. And what we need to do now is we need to heal our own psyche. We need to go deeper into our relationship with source consciousness. We need to share, either by example or through teaching. This is what we're doing in the Sovereignty Masterclass and in the Mystery School, which is open now. So here's the task for you as a sovereign being. Stop being jerked around by external forces and find the depth in you. Go deeper in you. Go deeper in your practice of know thyself. Deeper in your relationship with the divinity that lives within you. Deeper within your own body of work, which is your life purpose. To the true medicine people who are truly shining. They're making more money than ever. They're more fired up than ever to share because they finally see, oh, this is why I'm here. This is my thing, right? I see these wise women deepening more than ever into their particular genius and attracting kindred hearts and communities more than ever. And I can give you in this Sovereignty Masters class and in the Mystery School of who I'm tracking. In spite of what we're experiencing, it doesn't come with a good person sticker. It doesn't come with an applause from the masses because this is countercultural, right? Instead, these women and medicine people, wise ones, are thriving in spite of all of that. It doesn't come with that sticker, for sure. It comes actually often with deep disappointment, grief, psychic daggers from people we love, right? And it comes with deepening into community that is more aligned with us. That's been my experience. So now, like I said, there's a lot of people who are experiencing this. Oh my goodness, this is why I'm here. This is my work, right? And at the same time, we have an understanding of how the healers were killed, how the witches were burned, how the Druid oak groves were destroyed, how the feminine temples were desecrated. We're really getting an idea of the slow burn, the frog in boiling water, of how that happened. When we look back at history, we can say, oh, how could that have happened? How could people have let that happen? Well, we're watching it unfold right now. And what are you going to do? Who are you going to be in this version? It might seem like we wise ones are a minority because we are censored, we are fact-checked, we are canceled, but our presence is massive. And our message reaches far and wide. We are so connected. We are weaving connections together in our secret ways, besides and despite the censorship, right? If we go down that usual path of trying to convince others or change their perspective, we're going to feel like we're banging our heads against a brick wall. And we'll be placing our energy into labels and identities and arguments, which we've talked about, take us away which we've talked about take us away from the quantum field, our connection with divinity, our connection with the other realms, right? Those labels, identities, arguments. The worlds have already split. There are multiple realities functioning, and we're often unable to get a sense of shared reality with those who are living in an alternate reality, because the logic is circular in one reality and it's linear in another reality. Logic is linear. That is how logic works. If this, then this, then this, then this. But if you're living in a different type of reality where the logic is circular, it can be really hard if you're in that linear, correct line of logic. It can be really hard to get someone's world who's living in another reality, right? So we don't want to try to convince people who are living in a circular logic world, because we're going to be banging our heads against that brick wall. We're going to be placing our energy on those labels and identities and those arguments. And then we're going to be separated from our divine selves, right? So as much as possible, place your energy on you, on your sovereignty, your divinity, your depth, and extend that into your community through who you are. It's our job to continue to deepen into source consciousness. And that source consciousness is our innate personal power and sovereignty. Embodying and exemplifying personal power, power from within, that source consciousness and sovereignty, that is how we stand up for freedom and the futures of our children. So I want you to ask this question. What parts of your essence do you choose to dive deeper into, to develop more as you share your essential wisdom and your essential medicine with the world? That's what I want you to ask yourself. And you are invited to come join the Sovereignty Masterclass and the Mystery School. It's open now. I hope to see you in there. I'll talk to you soon.